right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taking On Sports Podcast. As always, this is a podcast made by the fans for the fans. We want to hear from you guys, the fans. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. Let's get Seth in here. Barrett will be joining hopefully later. He's in Washington, D.C. on a work thing, so we'll see if he sneaks his way in here.
He's very excited for this segment too. I mean, he was hyped up for the salary capping, or what is it? Getting salary cap.
We'll save it for. We're gonna push the salary cap and the NFL talk to the end, and then allow me and Seth to dive right into the NBA Finals. And then I also have a trade rumor coming out of Portland.
I'm glad I stuttered to start the show. That was great, huh?
Yeah, dude, always fantastic. So Heat Nuggets starting off right. Heat got to take a game 7 to Boston, up 3-0. That's a bad sign, but they get Tyler Hero back game 3. Can the Heat split the series 1-1 and hope for Tyler Hero to come back? Tyler Hero coming back is a big deal.
But is Tyler Hero coming back a big deal?
Yes, I think so. I think if they had Tyler Hero, they close out 3-0, no problem. Or they close out 4-0, no problem.
Are they even up 3-0? That's the question, because, I mean, you look at those role players that come in, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson started splashing, Max Strus. Those guys were pivotal roles in going 3-0 with their three-point percentage to those first 3 games. Just banging. My dog is just going absolutely ballistic behind me.
Yeah, dude, he's humping that pillow or whatever.
He's trying to wad up in that blanket. So, but anyway, the role players were important in that. And if Tyler Hero was there, he's taking a majority of the shots, and Tyler Hero is either really on or he's really off. Because consistency has always been an issue with Tyler Hero. So, I don't know. Some people believe that they were better off without Tyler Hero because of his lack of defense. Like he's a crazy good scorer, but he's not really great on the defensive end. So I mean, he's kind of like what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No. So I don't know. I just think maybe they don't. You never know.
Well, but is Kevin Love coming back? That's the question I need answered. I think Kevin Love was a key part. As much as he didn't do much in that series for the Heat, I felt like Kevin Love, when he was on the floor, Heat were 3-0. When he was off the floor, 1-3. Like, that's Kevin Love had a factor to play there. His intangibles were there.
Hey, I saw an interesting stat today that I just saw it scroll on the World Wide Web that Kevin Love is, every time he hits the playoffs, he goes to the finals. I believe he's 5 for 5. That's what I saw. It could be wrong, I'm just stooging it up. I'm just throwing you guys the most random stuff ever. But that's what I saw. But you're right, Kevin Love, he was out for a little bit in that series. But can I just say this about is it weird that the Nuggets, do they feel like they got an easy path to the finals?
An easy path. The Nuggets have to take down LeBron. Who else do they have to go through?
Well, look at seed-wise.
Oh, well, I mean, number 1 seed, you're always playing the worst team first, right? Which they played the Timberwolves, who were absolutely awful.
And beat them down.
4-1'd them. Then who they played in the second round? They played the Suns. That wasn't an easy team to get by, even though
they were injured. They were injured.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
every Kevin Durant team that loses in the playoffs is injured.
I'm just saying, and then they played the 7-seed Lakers. And the Lakers fans love to say, "Oh, well, we kept them close. You guys swept. It's fine." I don't
keep them close, but if you get swept, you get swept at the end of the day.
I really didn't expect the Lakers to hang in there like that. I thought the Lakers would take one game, but they didn't take one game. They obviously got swept out. But it's like you played the 8, 4, and 7 seed, and now you're playing an 8 seed in the finals. It's like, is this one of the seed-wise, one of the easiest routes ever to possibly championship a game? Or like a championship ring, I mean?
If they handle the Heat, possibly. But this Nuggets team was nothing to they're crazy good. It's like as much as Jokic shouldn't get the MVP because we had voters fatigue, right? And then now everyone's regretting their decision to give Embiid the MVP because Jokic is the clear-cut best player in the NBA right now. There's no doubt about it. voters' fatigue played a factor in that MVP voting. But now we got the Nuggets on a historic run, probably, in my opinion, going to sweep the Heat in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't think that he had the. Yeah, I mean, you look at that last series. Jamal Murray was going crazy. Michael Porter Jr. It was just hitting the wettest threes ever from the 3-point line. And then you got Jokic, who Bam. I don't think Bam is even a. Bam has no chance against. I mean,
no.
Unless Bam just figures out how to play like big man basketball all of a sudden, I mean, it could be a slaughter of a series in the finals. And then, I mean, it's kind of like if you look back to when last year, whenever the Warriors won, they had a pretty easy path to the finals. And then they won in the finals. Congratulations. But their path was pretty easy. Injuries, low seeds. But the Nuggets route is what happens when you take care of business regular season. That's why you don't mess around. And, that's why you want the 1 seed, right? Is to have the easier teams down the path.
Yeah, I think teams are going to start realizing that when these number 1 teams start winning NBA Finals. Like, that's all there is to it. You get the easiest path. Don't fuck around. I hope, injuries always play a big factor. And the Nuggets just – I think they got it. This is their year. The only way the Heat win, Tyler Hero comes back, Kevin Love comes back. Maybe they match up somehow. But I do not see the Heat winning more than 2 games in this series. I just don't. They don't match up well. Like you could have Jimmy Butler guard Michael Porter. Okay, who's going to guard Jokic? It's not going to be Bam Adebayo. Who's going to guard Jamal Murray? Kyle Lowry, he didn't play that many minutes. Max Strus.
Strus is okay on defense.
Jamal Murray cook those 2 dudes up.
But can he guard Jamal Murray? Probably not.
Put him in a skillet.
Not all night long.
Cook him up.
It's not a great matchup wise for the Heat. But you talk about Jimmy Butler, and we all know Jimmy Butler will play 48 minutes a game to try to win. I think obviously game 1 is going to be it could just be a sell by the Heat just to get some more because obviously you go to Denver, it's a little mile high. You know what I'm saying? The air is a little different, so they could just kind of fold game 1 and then move on to game 2 and try to steal game 2. But at this point, I don't know if you can let him. I don't know if you can just let game 1 slip away like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Spoelstra's a wizard, man. You got to give Eric Spoelstra the credit. That dude always finds a way to get to the finals. And then is it Jimmy Butler or is it Spoelstra at this point? Dude can coach.
Spoelstra's good, man. Jimmy Butler also good. Those 2 as a combo, crazy good. Now you just need to injuries, man. Losing Victor Oladipo was a big loss. Losing Tyler Hero last series was a big loss. Losing Kevin Love is a big loss. The Heat they have to will their way to win these games, man. It's going to be a tough battle for the Heat. We'll see. But moving on from the NBA Finals, Barrett's still not with us. No problem. We'll move on. I have an NBA offseason trade rumor that it's been around, but it hit the internet again today. So we'll talk about it again today. Damian Lillard.
You think it's Damian Lillard?
Damian Lillard's getting traded. It's going to happen this offseason.
Do you have a spot where he'd go?
I do. I have a list. It's a long list because, it's Damian Lillard, right?
Yeah, but Lillard came out this offseason and basically said, he wants to contend. If Portland needs to make a contending team, I don't think there's enough depth or enough pieces there to really make a contending team. Nurkic can't stay healthy. Gary Trent Jr. is a good scorer, but I think he may be a 1 or 2 somewhere, but then you got Lillard. I just don't think there's enough pieces there. Shaedon Sharp's going to be a good player in the NBA, but they got the 3 pick, right? But what does that get you? I don't think it gets you another guy to where you're in contention.
It doesn't give you a guy right away that puts you in contention.
It may get you Siakam, but does Siakam really elevate that team to the point to where they're going to play for a championship?
No. Portland doesn't have it. the way their roster is built right now, it's not constructed to win an NBA championship. Damian Lillard's aging, right? Get him out of there. There's a lot of teams. You could look at Damian Lillard now. If he wants to go contend for a title, he needs to take a step back and possibly be a number 2, which I think would be a good role for him off ball.
As a scorer, probably.
Yeah. Just let him go out there and get you 25 to – I mean, Lillard, he can bang 30 any night he wants to, honestly. Like, let's not pretend Lillard is a scrub. He's going to get you a minimum of 3 first-round picks if you trade him. And that goes down every year. If they don't trade him this year, next year they may get lucky to get 2 if he doesn't have a great season or if he doesn't have a decently good season. They're just going to lose draft capital. So teams I have listed – we have the Lakers they're always going to be making a push for somebody. Like they're going after Trae Young allegedly. They're going after Kyrie Irving allegedly. And then if Damian Lillard becomes available, you imagine the Lakers are going to be the first team to have their name thrown in the pot. Philly, Boston, Knicks, Nets, Suns, Bucks, Clippers, Mavericks. And you know what team sounds the most interesting there? The
Boston.
Mavericks. Oh. Boston has to trade assets where they don't have to give up picks.
Exactly. If I'm Portland and Boston wanted to trade, I think I would explore that route because, I mean, although Jaylen Brown did not look good this series, we know he can hoop. So what do you get? You know, you probably get 3 first-round picks. Now, I don't know if you throw in Jaylen Brown, you maybe don't get that much.
If you throw in Jaylen Brown and Grant Williams, you may have to throw in Jaylen Brown and Grant Williams and 1 first, and then Damian Lillard's coming to Boston.
Then you run Lillard, Smart, Tatum. It may work for Boston. I mean, Mavericks intriguing too, but you don't have anybody else. It's like Luka is on ball. And then, you could do the off ball thing with Lillard, but look at Kyrie. That's what they tried to do down there just a season ago. Kyrie's a better ball handler.
Damian Lillard's a totally different beast than Kyrie Irving. There's never a stratosphere where Kyrie Irving is sniffing Damian Lillard's stratosphere. I think Damian Lillard's just on a different level than Kyrie.
Oh, I don't know.
Kyrie's very good, but Damian Lillard is on a step. To me, listen, I don't put Kyrie Irving up high on a list anywhere. To me, he's a B player. He's a B plus player. He's almost an A. And it's because of all the off-the-court antics and all the bullshit in the locker room that he goes through that just makes it where it's like, I don't want him on a roster. If I'm a GM, I don't want Kyrie Irving. Even if I'm the bottom of the league roster, the Rockets, Detroit, I don't want Kyrie Irving, man. It's too much drama with that guy. That's why I have Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's A tier for me. He's no longer S tier because he's getting a little older. He used to be S tier. He probably still can be S tier, but last year he was kind of in and out with the injuries and a bad roster surrounding him. So, I bumped him down to A tier. Which I may have to build one of these up soon. So, we'll see. Get my list of NBA players. I can't do a pyramid because old Nick Wright would probably get mad at us.
Yeah, like he watches this.
But if you're the Mavericks and Damian Lillard is available, you have to go all in. You have to. If you're content around Luka, you have to go all in to surround him with the best possible players in the league. The Kyrie situation was a fiasco. I never would have did it if I was the Mavericks GM. Never in a heartbeat. Got to surround Luka with players. And Luka being like, we're seeing in the NBA, it's no longer one guy can carry your team all the way to the finals. You need a second guy who can go out and get you 25, 30.
But I don't think the Mavericks issue is a point guard. Luka can play point. The dude does it all from the point. They don't need it.
It's overall scoring. They need overall scoring.
I think they need a big.
You can get bigs in the draft. There are plenty of guys available in free agency. I don't know. I think they need Damian Lillard. I'm not saying Damian Lillard puts them over the hump, but Damian Lillard puts them at a top 5 seed in the West.
I mean,
nobody's dethroning the Nuggets for a long time. Nuggets are going to run the West probably for the next 4 years.
Yeah, because they already gave out contracts to MPJ
they're
and Jamal
loaded
Murray.
down. They have no sweat in running the West for the next probably 2 to 4 years. Let's give them that window. I don't want to say it's 4 years. It's 2 to 4 years.
I can see it. Yeah, they probably do. They'll probably be the 1 seed for a couple years down the road. Just because Jokic plays almost every game, so Jokic will be. Jokic plays every game in the regular season, so he's going to carry them to the 1 seed every year.
Let's see if we can slide Barrett in here. He might be a little busy with some work stuff, so no problemo there. What I have for you.
What do you think about? What do you think about Bob Myers of the Golden State Warriors stepping down? Is that just the end of? Is that like a starting of the crumbling of the dynasty?
I'm not going to say the crumbling. I think that's just going to be they're going to ride Steph Curry's last contract out, and then hopefully Curry retires and doesn't try to play well into his like late 30s. Draymond, I think, is out, but in a weird way, they could bring him back for like low money if he really wanted to. But when Draymond goes to any other team, we're going to see that dude is just like insanely overhyped. It's the situation he's in that makes him look relevant. So we'll see. Bob Myers leaving it's the first cookie to crumble. They're saying Steve Kerr is possibly going to leave and take over for Greg Popovich next year when they get Victor Wembanyama. So, yeah, the Warriors dynasty is over. They're looking to move. Draymond's not going to re-sign. If they really want to try to contend for one more title run, they're going to have to move guys like Wiggins and Jordan Poole and try to bring in another star. But if you want to stay young, I mean, just leave Steph and Clay there because you want those two guys to retire under your banner, I would think. Maybe not more so Steph than Clay, but if you can keep both, fine, because shooting never goes away.
Right, but I mean,
Ray Allen was banging clutch threes well, and like up to like 38 years old. So
yeah, but that was with Ray Allen being a spot-up shooter. Like he's just standing over there. He's not
driving.
Clay
can do that. He can come off the bench and do that. Will he come off the bench and do that? I doubt it, but because a lot of NBA players don't have what's best for business or what's best for the team in their mind. It's an individual game to a lot of guys. So Clay coming off the bench, probably not. So that's just going to kill the Warriors' momentum. So to me, if Clay doesn't come off the bench and be a spot-up shooter, dynasty's done. Let Poole and Wiggins try to develop into the stars that they need to be of that roster, the 2 and the 3 to Steph, because Steph can still go out and get you 30. So he's still the star there. So
yeah, it's just interesting. Like the team was constructed, and now that it feels like it's going downhill, he's like, I'm out of here. So that's the first piece, and then I'm just curious where does he go? Where does he go?
He can go wherever he wants.
Yeah, he's got a job, or like
there are going to be 29 spots available to that guy. Well, probably not 29. Sam Presti ain't moving.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys who aren't moving, but like.
The rumor is he's going to go to San Antonio. Steve Kerr will follow, and then they're going to rebuild off Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio.
Well, they got rebuilding to do, that's for sure. Because I don't see Wembanyama turning that team around to championship just himself.
No, but you get Bob Myers there. Who knows what's going to happen? When Victor Wembanyama gets drafted, San Antonio is going to be a spot that's going to be available to free agents that want to go play with Victor Wembanyama. Is it going to be star free agents? Probably not, because obviously you want Victor to be the number one guy. So you don't want to bring in somebody who can potentially overshadow him for a while. So I could see guys like CJ McCollum or Bradley Beal potentially getting like a trade situation going on in San Antonio if Bob Myers takes over down there, because Greg Popovich, I think, is phasing out. Like, he's still there. Obviously, Greg Pop is Pop, but I think after this year, he's going to phase out, and that's going to be his legacy. And Pop will be done. He might be like an advisor to the team, but Bob Myers and Steve Kerr will probably take over the San Antonio situation.
Not good for the Thunder.
No. But I'm kind of curious how the situation plays out because when I saw he left today, I was just like, man, that's a big deal. For 20, probably for like 20, there's probably 25 GMs that Bob Myers could replace in the NBA.
Yeah. If you're ready to take that route as an NBA team and, obviously a good track record. So, I mean.
Well, I got a good. All right, we're going to start with NFL free agents. I don't think Bear's going to make it. He might have fell asleep taking a nap. It's no big deal. We'll move on. NFL free agents. I should have made a graphic for this. I didn't. But the best free agents after June 1st. The new name that is listed at the top of the board is DeAndre Hopkins. There are now doctors and reports and GMs and coaches and trainers coming out of Arizona saying that he's done, he's washed, he can't run no more, he can't jump, like he's physically not there anymore. I don't think that to be true because he's working out in Dallas this whole offseason. I think he's just trying to get his body and his mind right. But DeAndre Hopkins, number one free agent on the board, Seth, and the Jets said they're not pursuing him. So,
I mean, the Jets kind of loaded up the receiver spot in the free agency, probably not expecting a D-Hop to be available for the free agency. So you can't really, it kind of stinks for them unless they wanted to cut a guy that just signed. And then you have young talent, so you don't really need DeAndre Hopkins. The biggest spots obviously are Kansas City.
Chiefs and the Bills.
Kansas City and Buffalo. That's where everybody's saying.
And a weird reunition with Deshaun Watson in Cleveland.
Or the Eagles are a big spot. Cowboys have been rumored, but I don't see Jerry Jones making that. I just don't. So if he wanted to go, it's kind of a weird situation for a lot of teams. So if he goes to Kansas City, DeAndre Hopkins goes to Kansas City. So this Kadarius Toney hype that you've been trying to build, right? I mean, he's not going to be the wide receiver one, so he kind of goes out the window. Then he falls back down. We're not really worried about that. But Kadarius Toney's younger. He's quicker. He's been in the system for, half a season, whatever. He was electric when he got to play on the field. So you kind of lose that.
He has health problems, though.
He does have health issues. Well, I don't know if he actually has health issues or he faked it in New York or whatever. If you go to the Bills, then obviously, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis obviously takes a huge step back, right? So then you can't do that. Goes to Philly per se. You already have two established wide receivers there, but that's all you have in Philly. I mean, you have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I don't think you can name me a third receiver on that team right now. That's super relevant. I mean, they have Goddard, but not a receiver. So is he willing to play third fiddle up in Philly? I don't know. And then obviously the Jets are out. Cleveland and got Amari there. I think they signed someone in the offseason as well. So he'd be a one or two there. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't see a lot of teams wanting to mess with their chemistry with DeAndre Hopkins unless they put a lot of work in. Like I don't think Dallas even takes a swipe. I mean, you got your one, you got your two, and then you got your speed guy. So why you don't need to add another guy to that.
Yep.
Does he go back to Houston?
No. Not unless he's money chasing. There's no way.
I mean, that late in his career, he might as well start money chasing.
I'd start ring chasing late in their career. He's made the money. I'd start ring chasing. And who do you ring chase with? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I guess it's two different people, right? There's probably money. Like, yeah, I care about my legacy a little bit, but then again, I'm not really worried about renting a ring. I'm worried about setting myself up for life. I mean, do you take $20 million to go play with Houston, or do you take $5 to go play with Kansas City?
$5 to go play with Kansas City. That's me. I'm competitive. I want to win. So if I have a chance to go play with the best quarterback in the NFL on a team that desperately needs a guy to offset Travis Kelce and hope I think Kadarius Toney is there, but he's got health issues. If you're DeAndre Hopkins, you look at Kansas City and you're like, hey, I can go be a number one wide receiver again. I can make a little bit of decent money. I have a chance to go get a ring with the best quarterback in the NFL. Or you go play with Buffalo, who I think is the best fit for DeAndre Hopkins because they have Stephon Diggs out there. So DeAndre's not going to be the number one. He's not going to get double teamed. They have Gabe Davis who can take the lid off. Isaiah McKenzie's gone. Is he? I don't remember. Gabe Davis there to take the lid off. So D-Hop, you put Stephon on the edge, D-Hop on the other edge, Gabe Davis in the middle. And I mean, that's a three-headed monster you got to deal with in Buffalo now. And we know Buffalo doesn't run the ball unless Josh Allen's running the ball. So D-Hop's going to get a lot of targets.
It's true.
But it depends what he wants to do. If he wants to go be a number two and potentially tap for like 1,200 yards, maybe 8 touchdowns, Buffalo's the spot. If he wants to go be a number one, Kansas City's the spot. If he wants to reunite with Deshaun, I mean, Amari's there. He won't be double teamed because Amari's there. So
he's got options.
He's got plenty of options. Yep. Kansas City to me is the favorite. Where he'll end up, it'll be a low contract, like you said, $5 million probably. If he goes to Buffalo, I think it would have to be less because they're paying some of their defense now. It'll probably be a little less in Buffalo. If he goes to the Browns, maybe they got some money to throw at him. Houston is obviously the money grab spot, or Chicago if he really wants to go chase money. But nobody wants to go try to catch a ball from Justin Fields who overthrow you all day. Another top free agent, edge rusher, Yannick Ngakoue. The favorite spot for him is kind of not really announced yet. That dude's kind of like all over the place. Allegedly, it was Carolina for a little bit. Then it was the Bears for a little bit. It's like, I don't know where Yannick Ngakoue is going to go. You got any thoughts?
No, I don't know. He's been through like 4 or 5 teams already in his NFL career. So,
yep.
Yannick Ngakoue may be a late signing. I don't know if he gets swiped up right at the deadline or not.
He's a after June 1st signing for sure, which is tomorrow. So we'll see a lot of teams opening up cap space. Another guy that's going to be a good June 1st signing, Marcus Peters, 30 years old, still very viable, coming off an injury. He'll be a good pickup for a good price, I think, on any team. He's very good one-on-one man coverage corner. When he's out there, he's considered one of the top 10 corners in the league. So Marcus Peters be a very good option. Teams that will probably look to sign him will be teams looking for contention because he's 30 years old. So kind of have to see where he goes there. Buffalo's looking to load back up on corner if they can strike a deal with him there. But other than that, the Jets seem promising for Marcus Peters. To go line up on the other side of Sauce Gardner would be wicked. Here's a fan favorite for you, Seth. Zeke Elliott. He will be a after June 1st signing. I'm not saying he'll get signed on June 1st, but he'll be signed after June 1st, obviously. Some hot landing spots for him. The Jets. Man, I hate to say it, but that's where he's most linked to right now.
I've heard Tampa.
I wouldn't mind Tampa. He'd probably beat up some Saint linebackers, meeting them in the hole all the time, but Tampa's not a bad spot. I like Tampa. If he wants the ring chase, New York. If he wants the money, Tampa. So it's up to Zeke. I like either one. Old edge, well, not old, but 30, 31-year-old edge rusher Frank Clark is available for the first time going around. He's not re-signing with Kansas City. So I don't know where he's going to sign.
Defense is a little weird. Like most of the time NFL rosters have their guys, at this point. So you're kind of just either you didn't sign anybody or you're looking for depth. So I think edge rushers are a little weird.
A team looking for depth would be the Detroit Lions, and I think Frank Clark would be a great fit in Detroit. He would be because they have a young rush, a young edge rush, a young defensive line. You bring in veteran Frank Clark, who can kind of play all 4 spots. I think that's a great fit for Detroit. But you got to get him on a deal. This guy I'm not a big fan of. He doesn't produce as much anymore. Jadeveon Clowney is going to be around. He's just one of those guys you bring in on a high price tag, and he doesn't really seem to do that well. They even paired him up on the other side of Myles Garrett, and he didn't produce crazy amount like people thought he would. So,
yeah, the Jadeveon Clowney drop off is kind of weird. I mean, he's had okay seasons, but you're signing him for.
He was crazy early in Houston.
I mean, since he left Houston, he's been okay.
I don't know.
Average more so.
There's going to be a team. He's probably going to go sign. Well, we've kind of seen he's money chased so far. So look for him to sign with kind of a low-end team with some cap space. He's probably not going to
another 1-year deal.
Yeah, another 1-year, $12 million deal. He's going to just money chase. Commanders probably the favorite spot for him because they don't know what they're going to do with Chase Young. So we'll see. Jarvis Landry, I threw him on here because veteran hands. If he comes back off that injury just fine, veteran hands. I think there is 32 available roster spots for this guy. He'll be universally used on any team, if basically wherever he wants to go. I think his hands are just that good. His route running is that good. It all determines if he can pass the physical now or not. So Jarvis Landry, I have checked open to all 32 teams.
Yeah, age is getting him a little bit, so we'll have to see how good in condition he's in.
Yep. And then the Packers strong safety, Adrian Amos, 30 years old, had a drop off this past season, but still a viable veteran safety that you could bring in. I could see him going to a Carolina to help give them a veteran presence on the back end of that defense. Carolina was my favorite spot. And then the best free agent quarterback available, Carson Wentz, baby. 2 sprains. I just threw him on there just because I love talking about Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
He's a backup. He's a backup in the NFL now for sure going forward. I'm not chalking him up to go get a starting job. This is where would Carson Wentz probably fit in the best to back up?
As much as the 49ers sit here and say, Sam Darnold is contending for that front spot, I mean, don't you want a guy behind Trey Lance if he because they're still saying they're competing in OTAs or they're going to be competing in OTAs or whatever and blah, 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 getting first team reps. But it's like, wouldn't you want a guy that's been around for a little while that's had success in the NFL to back up your young quarterback just in case? I think it could be the Niners.
The Niners?
Yeah. Especially with the emergency QB spot now, which is kind of crazy. But, yeah, having 3 quarterbacks on the roster could be the Niners.
I mean, the Niners out of any team is a team that needs 4 or 5 quarterbacks just hanging around.
Yeah, a quarterback. Just an extra one anywhere. A guy in the stand, something.
Yeah, list him as the placeholder, kick holder, something. I don't know. Long snapper. You got to keep a guy like that. Quarterbacks available for the 49ers. That's the list I have for the NFL free agents. Now, here's the NFL offseason juice that I want to talk about because I think it's getting more and more real.
You forgot a guy.
Who?
Dalvin Cook.
He's not been cut yet.
He's not gonna be a part of the fucking Vikings.
We'll see. He ain't been cut yet. Now, obviously, he'll be an after June 1st cut, but these are guys that were already available. There's going to be a lot of cuts that happen after June 1st. So we'll see.
I guess
Which is kind of weird. Cardinals didn't wait. But if they waited, they have to hold on to dead cap for 2 years.
I would say you're just kicking the can if you don't just let him go.
Yeah. So they're eating a lot of cap this year to let D-Hop go. But speaking of the Cardinals, some more drama is a brewing out of that facility. allegedly Kyler Murray will be available for trade.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, because the Cardinals are going to have like probably 2 top 5 picks in the next NFL draft. And with the quarterbacks that are coming out of that draft, you probably want to get one.
Yep. I mean, Caleb Williams is right there. Arizona Cardinals are going to have because Kyler Murray is not coming back till half the season. He had his ACL late in the season, so that means he won't be back till almost mid-season. So where does that put the Cardinals, right? Colt McCoy's probably the starter there. Can he go out and win you 8 games? No. When Kyler Murray comes back, can he go out there and put you back in playoff contention? I'm going to say no, because we've only seen 1 year of Kyler Murray in the playoffs. Other than that, they've been a top 15 pick every year that Kyler Murray's been there. So what does that tell me? You had years with him on a rookie contract, didn't get it done. Now you're paying him big time money. You got to move off of him. I think Kyler Murray is going to be a big trade asset. I don't know what potentially team is going to go after him. There's a handful that I think might go after him, but I'm really not. If I'm a team, I'm looking at Kyler Murray, and I'm just like, man, I don't know if I want to chance it. I don't know.
Kyler's been good when he's really healthy. I mean, rookie of the year. Then they won like 9-0, I think. They were doing really good. It's just, I don't think the Cardinals is a well-run organization. I mean, they've took quarterbacks high and they've failed, and they've took picks high and they've failed. Like they didn't even. I don't think they picked up Isaiah Simmons, fifth-year option.
No, they didn't.
I think it's just one of those dysfunctional franchises. It's just not a spot you can really succeed in my opinion. I mean, you traded for D-Hop, that worked out for a little bit, then it doesn't work out. You went, you lost Christian Kirk, and then he was a big time asset for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it's just badly run over there right now. The team's not where it needs to be, and it's hard for a guy to shine when a team's just not up to par. You have to be really, really special to carry bad teams out of the dirt every week in and week out.
Yep. I mean, looking through the list of NFL teams, there's only 2 teams that kind of poke out that I'll give it 3. I'll say 3 that poke out. Oh, no, only 2. Sorry. The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, off the Ritter. Yeah, if Ritter don't work out.
And the Washington Commanders, if Sam Howell doesn't pan out. Because they're going all in on Sam Howell, allegedly. So, which I like. I like Sam Howell. I thought he was pretty solid at North Carolina. We'll see. He didn't have that great of a last year in North Carolina, but his other years previous to that were fantastic.
He's pretty good when he came in relief last year.
Yeah, so we'll see. If he doesn't work out, I think Kyler Murray is going to be a mid-season trade, probably a trade deadline guy, especially when they're sitting at like 1-7 when he returns. Yeah,
but is any team going to eat that much cap?
The 2 teams I just listed, maybe. If the Atlanta Falcons are like – last year they lost a lot of one-score games because they didn't have a guy that had Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder. They didn't have a guy that could go out there and just take the top off of a defense like Kyler Murray can, right? We've seen Kyler – he's electric when he's on the field. There's no doubt about it. Kyler Murray throws a beautiful football. He runs crazy fast. The dude does a beautiful read option. It's just the defenses – I think if Kyler Murray was surrounded with a good defense, he would be in great shape. And Atlanta's defense is not awful. It's not great. It's not awful. But they're young, so they're coming up. Kyler Murray to Atlanta makes the most sense. Kyler Murray to the Commanders, I don't think anybody wants to go there. That's why they're having to rely on Sam Howell. So we'll see. I don't know if Kyler Murray's deal has a no-trade clause. If it does, then he's going to have his choosing on where he wants to go. I don't know. Man, no Barrett today at all, huh?
This dude must be snoozing.
Yeah, snoozing. Well, hey, this game is all you then.
All right, I can't wait to fail for everybody that's watching. So,
Well, this is 2 good ones. Okay, so the first 2, I put too much info on the screen that I didn't need. The last one is going to be just the most basic info. First guy, I mean, obviously it's going to be a quarterback. I mean, look, Tampa 3 years, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Washington.
But the Jets.
Keep note in the middle right there. Missed season, XFL, AFL, AFF. This guy's a journeyman, played for a lot of teams. And he just got signed this offseason to another team. I didn't put a picture of him. What a stooge. When you guess it. I didn't put a picture for when you guess it.
Oh. Damn, Baltimore. Lord have mercy.
Absolute journeyman. It's going to be like, think bottom of the barrel quarterbacks when you're thinking of this guy. It's not like a big name. Look at all the jersey numbers. Look at all the teams. They talked about him being one of the most experienced journeymen in the NFL this year.
Well, first minded when you say journeyman is Josh Johnson, but that guy's clearly been on way more teams. So,
ding, 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 ding.
It is Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson. There you go.
I thought Josh Johnson was on way more teams than that right there. So, I mean, that's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams.
That's pretty much. That's a lot. I thought it was. First mind that came though, Josh Johnson was. San Francisco right there. I think he was there for a little bit. Yeah, that was my guess.
Great guess. Look at this. Yeah, because he was out of the league for like 4 or 5 years.
Wild. Like a Fitzpatrick almost.
Here's a Super Bowl champ wide receiver. Obviously spent most of his years in Pittsburgh, New York. But what team did he win the Super Bowl with, huh? Who knows? And then pay attention to the 2 missed seasons. Missed season for violation personal conduct policy. Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champion, huh? There's a name that comes to mind here. Is this Antonio Holmes?
Nope. Pretty close. Played with him.
Yeah, it's in that group. I can't think of who it is though. See, where's Barrett when I need him? He's this old. He's got the old shit. I was 3 when this fucking guy came into the league.
Yeah, but once you figure out who it is, you're gonna be like, oh god, dang it. He was no scrub either. This was a decent player.
He's got 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, this was pretty good player.
What is this guy's name though?
Are you ready for it?
I can see it, but I just can't. Yeah, go ahead.
Plaxico Burress.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. 17. See, I can't date that far back. What was he out of league for?
Guns.
Oh, John Morant.
Yeah. Because when John Morant started getting wild, everybody called him the Plaxico Burress of the NBA. Here's the next guy, quarterback. This is the one I clipped down for the stuff you only need. Drafted to Houston, older quarterback. St. Louis. I mean, look at this. We're looking at St. Louis. He was there when they transitioned to the LA Rams, Minnesota, Denver, Washington, Cleveland. His last season was on Buffalo. And I got a great hint for you if you need it, but it'll be later because I think, to me, it's a dead giveaway.
This is?
No, the hint that I'll give you. I mean, look at that year with Minnesota, 11-3.
It's not Keenum. Is it Case Keenum?
It is Case Keenum. There you go.
I thought Case Keenum was in Minnesota for more than 1 year.
No, they did the Miracle in Minneapolis, and they shipped him
out. He was only there for 1 year, and then
I remember him out
to Washington.
They shipped him out for Kirk Cousins immediately because he got them to the he got them to the championship game, and they couldn't put over the hump, and they thought Kirk Cousins was the answer.
Yeah.
Good guess.
The Buffalo 2022 was I knew Case Keenum was on the team, but it's like in my head I thought Case Keenum was in Minnesota for longer because of his run, but it was a one-hit wonder, huh?
Yep. That was probably the best defense Case Keenum's ever been surrounded by, with great young Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen in his prime, young Dalvin Cook. Like, everything you could have wanted out of that situation was there for him. The hint I was going to give you was the all-time passing leader college football.
Well, I would have known that one because you bring that up all the time.
Yeah, I'm a big Case Keenum fan. I think Case Keenum's tits. I would love to have Case Keenum as a backup on any roster. That dude can come out and just straight sling the rock. But that's all I had for tonight. Baseball's going good.
Baseball's all right. It's like
there's no crazy storylines yet this far.
I mean, Ohtani raking, Judge raking. Well, Pete Alonso's on pace for 60. That's pretty impressive. A lot of it's like you have to be really invested into baseball to understand a lot of baseball, which is understandable because baseball is weird, man. You got to really be into know what baseball talk. You missed a lot there, Trigger. But you just got to know, like arboration, call-ups, call-downs, why guys come up, why guys go down, the IL, how the IL works. It's like,
yeah, baseball takes a lot of time to stay up there. Just Boston, bottom of the division, unfortunate. Chicago,
like third,
bottom of the division.
Damn, they fell.
Yeah, they're bottom of the Central.
They had like 3 pitchers in the top 15 for like ERA, and they're fucking at the bottom.
Yeah, Marcus Stroman has the most quality starts.
Justice Steele is like way up there in lowest ERA. I think Drew Smiley's fucking. How weird? How weird is that?
And the Texas Rangers, I think, got the pitcher steal of the year in Nathan Eovaldi. That dude is just absolutely coming into his prime, showing up for the Texas Rangers, which pisses me off.
But no DeGrom either. DeGrom's still out.
Yeah. I mean, kind of expected. DeGrom's just that's crazy unfortunate he can't stay healthy now, man, because that dude is a generational talent when he's on the field. So,
I mean, Cody's here. You can tell about Night of Champions.
Roman Reigns should have won the tag titles. That's all I got to say.
Oh, God. Like, no.
That's all I got. Roman Reigns should have won the tag. He's 14 days away from passing CM Punk's WWE title reign, which was like 424 days, which will put him in the longest WWE title reign.
It was deserved, Trigger. It needed to happen. It's about time. I mean, Vance Sayers claims to be a Roman Reigns stiffler, but he knows what's coming every time you see a Roman Reigns match, and that's the ref getting knocked down.
Hey, I thought the ref wasn't going to get knocked down this last match. Happens every time. Golly. We even watched a match last weekend that was from like 2021. Roman just dragged the ref down. It's like, I'll leave. Roman.
Yeah, the last man standing match, huh?
Yep.
When there was like a 20 count and Paul Heyman couldn't get the handcuffs off.
Yeah, it was a straight up 20 count. But
he didn't deserve what Sammy did to him. He didn't deserve what Rollins and them did to him. But the other ones are very much deserved. He's a terrible leader.
Yeah. The implosion of the Shield, Roman didn't deserve. The implosion of the Bloodline. As much as Roman is a crazy good heel, I'm ready to see what he does without titles. I'm kind of curious.
He doesn't show up.
Yeah. The rumor is he's going to drop the belts at SummerSlam because he's going on a big hiatus afterwards. So I guess it's going to be like 3 months he's not scheduled to be back on TV. And there's no way they go with a guy with 2 titles 3 months off TV. So he'll drop him at SummerSlam. To who?
Aren't they setting up Jimmy versus Roman?
Well, that'll be like a consolation to set up Jay versus Roman.
I don't know. They've already did the Jey Uso event. They've already did main event Jey Uso.
Yeah, but that
Roman.
was 2 years ago. This is
in the Thunderdome.
Yeah. This is rebuild Jimmy back up because they've made Jimmy like the right hand. Well, now Solo. Golly. We all know it's Jimmy is like the better wrestler out of those three.
I didn't know the Usos were pushing 40.
Yeah, they're old. Yeah. Usos been there a long time. Like 2008 or 9 is when they made their debut or something.
Came out with the face paint and stuff on.
Yeah, came out with the face paint. Really embraced the old school Samoan thing, and then now they're deep into it with the tribal chief stuff. But rumor is Cody Rhodes is gonna win Money in the Bank, and then he's gonna do a John Cena style cash in and announce when he's gonna do it, and basically pre-cash it in to just set up a match, and then they'll let him finish the story that way.
Why would they do the same damn storyline?
Because it's been 60 years, man. What, you can't come up with a whole lot of new stuff after 60 years of wrestling. There's only so much you can do in wrestling.
Have Roman drop those puppies on a SmackDown.
That would be a big shocker. I remember back in the day they dropped
something.
They dropped a world title on a taping of SmackDown. I think, who was it? Rey Mysterio, somebody won. It was a huge deal, man, because they got spoiled because back in the day, they recorded on Tuesdays and would air it on Thursday or Friday. And immediately after him winning the title, this was before the huge social media buzz too, but it hit the internet circuits, man. New world champion on Friday Night SmackDown this week will be crowned. And you're just like, what the fuck? It was a huge deal. I remember they did that.
Yeah, but can you imagine the dude that's held the belts for over 1,000 days? And then the random Money in the Bank winner, whoever it may be, hopefully LA Knight, takes it, and then just a random SmackDown in July, August, September or something, just comes out and cashes that puppy in after some random ass match. I mean, that'd be pretty electric. It'd make the top 10 for sure.
I think cash-ins not on a pay-per-view are always huge because pay-per-view crowds, to me, aren't in it as much as
obviously expect it. You expect a cash in if you go to a pay-per-view.
Yeah, the last couple of pay-per-views are anomalies because the one they did in Vancouver, that crowd was heavily invested because of the Sami Zayn thing. The Saudi Arabia crowd heavily invested because of the Sami thing. The Puerto Rico crowd heavily invested because of the amount of
Bad Bunny.
And the amount of
if they do a cash in same day again, dude, that's gonna be so annoying. Women
same day cash in, those are great, dude. I think
last
one that happened was when Dean Ambrose cashed in on Seth Rollins. That was crazy.
Well,
good one because all three members of the Shield held the title on the same day. Like, that was crazy.
That was pretty good. The women are 100% cash in successful, so get ready for the first loser this year.
I don't know. It's probably going to be Mella is Money going to win it again this year.
Mella's out.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Yeah, she's pregnant. Damn you, Corey Graves. Ruined TV for me.
See, Money in the Bank's not the same without Carmella because she's money. So
she's money. Money in the Bank. I don't think Carmella's missed a Money in the Bank yet, dude. She's good. She's a good wrestler to just kind of get shit on in the middle of the match, too.
Oh, no, yeah. They would never have Roman do it. But, I mean, I'm talking women's division, too, Trigger. So it's like, I think they did that like the last 2 years, haven't they? They've cashed it in the same damn day for the women's division.
I don't remember. I don't.
It's so goofy.
But, oh, well. We'll see how it pans out. Hopefully the WWE plays this thing right with the Roman situation. He's obviously – I'll just tell you now, it's a big spoiler alert. He's dropping the titles at SummerSlam.
I thought the rumor was he faces Cody at WrestleMania.
No, if he's really taking a 3-month hiatus after SummerSlam, he has to drop the belts. There's no way they don't let him just walk away for 3 months with 2 of the biggest titles in the company.
They shouldn't take it to Mania.
I don't think they should either. They should.
I think the momentum is on that. The momentum is stopped on that train, and they need to. They need to drop them. Because I think the Seth Rollins thing was very big. It was very, very welcomed. And it's like, I don't know how much longer you can stay here and have a guy that's holding both the belts on not TV if Seth Rollins is going to show up day in and day out.
All right, well, that's all I got for you. Roman's got to drop the title soon. I hope it's a SummerSlam. I hope it's a crazy good match. Expect the referee to get knocked down, so we'll be there for that.
Over-under is absolutely over.
Yeah, if the over-under is
half a ref knockdown.
Half a ref knockdown. Smash the over. Because there's a potential a second ref will come in and get knocked down, and you'll be kicking yourself if you took the under. Especially if two refs go down. But all right, that's all we got for today. We'll kick
no
this
bear.
can. Yeah, no bear today. We'll kick this can down the road next week and pick up after the NFL free agency. See all who's getting cut. See who survives, and we'll take it on from there.
Peace out.
See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Taking On Sports podcast. As always, this was an absolute pleasure. We'll catch you guys next week, same time, 7:30. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music as well. See you soon.